Hello. Okay, let's kill Rome. Yeah. Okay, so where we left off, the last video, we were dealing with like Christianity. Oops, my little head's small. And it's really long and skinny. Look at my head over here. Oh no. Okay, whatever. Anyway, we left off right here, okay, where Christianity has come in. There's been persecution of the Christians, and then Emperor Constantine comes in and he makes Christianity tolerated. Yes, remember? Okay. There's something else about Constantine. And remember, this right here is good old Constantine, okay? Something else has happened. Now, technically, Constantine didn't do this, but Rome has been divided. Look how big Rome is, you guys. It's the that's not yellow. It's the orange and the purple. It's huge. It's too big for one man here to control all by himself. So here's what some of the like emperors before Constantine were thinking. Okay, what we'll do is we'll separate the Roman Empire. Okay, we'll have the Western Roman Empire over here, and that will be controlled by an emperor in the West, in the city of Rome. Then we'll have an Eastern Roman Empire over here, the purple, and that will be controlled by an Eastern Roman Empire who will be right here in this city right here, okay? And these two emperors are going to be joint emperors. So they're going to work together. They're going to make laws together. They're going to pass laws together. They're going to work together. How well did the men work together in the triumvirate? What about the second triumvirate? No. This isn't going to work well either. What ends up happening is this. Constantine. Now, this technically happened before Constantine, okay? But Constantine comes in and he says, hey, let's rename this city right here. This one, right here, okay? The capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. It was a city named Byzantium. Byzantium. He renames it. He renames it Constantinople. When you put opal on the end of the word Constantine, it literally means city of Constantine. He just named a city after himself. Cool, right? He's emperor. He can do whatever he wants. He's not the emperor of the Eastern Roman Empire, though. He's the emperor of the Western Roman Empire, but who cares? Okay. So at first, this works okay. Ish. All right. It works okay ish. At first, the emperor of the West in Rome and the emperor of the East in Constantinople, they're kind of doing all right. Okay. And then over the years, the emperors don't know each other anymore. They don't want to work together. Is this a surprise to anybody? It shouldn't be. That being said, what the heck? There we go. One of the biggest causes of the fall of Rome is very simply the size of Rome. Today, I'll move my head back over here. Today, where we have really, really big kingdoms and really, really big countries and really, really big empires, we have easy and fast communication. We have easy and fast transportation back and forth. Like, think about transportation and information back then. Oh, dang. Back then in an empire this big. If you want to get information all the way from over here in Israel, all the way to Paris, is that quick? Whereas today, all you do is just look at your phone. Like there's a terrorist attack right now on my phone in Vienna, you guys. It's not in America, don't freak out. But it's telling me about Vienna, Austria right now on my phone. Things are so much faster today that today having this much, like this big chunk of land, that's not a problem. Back then, that was a problem. Really, truly, the size of the empire is just too much. There's also an issue economic at this time, the farmland. The farmland has been overworked so much that there is absolutely no good crops. Crops are failing, crops are too small, crops just aren't working. It's just not working. There's no food for people. No food, famine. No food, death. No food, mad people who want to fight, who want to revolt. That's bad. On top of that, there were so many slaves at this time that people would prefer to force a slave to work than to hire somebody to work. So as a result, unemployment is through the roof. People in Rome cannot get jobs. There's so many slaves. They're taking all the jobs. Guys, this is just a recipe for revolt. Add something else on top of that, and you get barbarian invasions. Okay, look. If we look at this right here, there's a group, a nomadic group of people that live over here, the Huns. All of you just had a Mulan moment. Just know that that's not accurate. They were not in China. They were in Rome. Well, not in Rome, but whatever. Okay, who cares? But the Huns. The Huns are incredibly warlike, nomadic people. And they were starting to migrate this direction. Oh, I guess I should be moving this direction. Yeah, they're migrating this direction. As they're moving this direction, the Norsemen. Norse in German is north, so the Northmen. We in America call the Norsemen the Vikings. Vikings. These are Vikings right here. Ignore the Rus for right now. I'll get there in a minute. But the Norsemen, okay? The Norsemen are also warriors, but they're running away from the Huns. So what does that tell you about the Huns? Oof. You don't mess with the Huns. They will eat you alive. Not really, they're not cannibals, but they are rough, all right? So the Norsemen are moving this way to get away from the Huns, which is causing all of the other like 1,000 of tribes to move this way also. Okay, guys, listen, I put some of the tribes up here just as like an example for when we're in class, but this isn't even a piece of the tribal peoples that live here. We lump them all together and call them the Germanic peoples. They're not all German, but whatever. They kind of are all lumped together and called the Germanic peoples. That being said, as these people are moving this direction to get out of the way of the Norsemen, what's going to end up happening? Let me do this. Hold on. Let me pause. I'll be right back. Hello. So I'm back. I went into this. That way, no. That way I can draw on everything. Okay. So let me get a different color. Does that sound good? I guess I should have been more prepared. Sheesh, man. Sorry, guys. Okay. I think I'm ready now. So you have the Huns and they're moving this direction. Yes. The Norsemen are also moving this direction, which again is causing all of these guys here to start moving in this kind of direction. All right. You're going to have the Danes who come up this way to Denmark. You're going to have the Celts who actually will settle here for a while. Okay, it's the Celts and the Gaelic peoples who Julius Caesar's dealing with, and they will eventually, many of them, come up here to Ireland. Here you have the Burgundians, they'll go to France, the Picts, will end up here. The Angles will come up here. The Saxons kind of settle in here and up here. The Goths are going to come straight down, and then the Goths will end up separating into two different groups. You have the Ostrogoths. Austro is east, and the Visigoths in the west. And then here, the Lombardians and the Vandals are weird. They come all the way down here. The Vandals. Yeah. The Franks. Oh, they're going to end up settling France. And then the Geats, boom, they're over here. What the crap did I just do? Look at that. What a mess. Look at the Western Roman Empire. The Huns moving this direction. Oh, I didn't even tell you. The Norsemen are going to come up here. They're going to settle here in Denmark, but they're also going to go farther north into Norway, Sweden, okay? And eventually the Vikings will start, attacking over here. Eventually they'll come over here. They'll come here to Normandy. The Vikings are everywhere. The Vikings will also send groups back this way, and they'll mix with the Slavic peoples in this area to create the Rus, Russians. But what I want you to focus on here is all these people groups are moving this direction, right? And look at the Western Roman Empire. Let me get a different color. We have some invasions, yeah? They're not invasions like, we're going to take you over, but they're invasions of people who are not Romans moving into this area. Why? Because they're trying to get out of the way of other people, all right? Well, let's look at these here. The Goths. The Goths are a huge group, and they're going to settle in this area. Look at all of the rivers. Look at all these lines. Those are rivers. This is great farmland, okay? Well, the Romans made a deal, an unfair deal, if you ask me, but they made a deal with the Goths, and basically the Goths are farming almost as slave labor. Guys, they're not slaves, all right? They're not. But I mean, pretty darn close. The Romans are taking a ton of stuff from them, so much so that famine, right? The Goths split into two different groups. I already mentioned it, the Ostrogoths in the east and the Visigoths in the west. We will have a guy. His name is, and you'll hear it pronounced different ways. You'll hear it said either Alaric, or you'll hear people say Alaric. Alaric the Visigoth, Alaric the Visigoth, same dude. He decides to go to Rome, the city of Rome. He takes his people to the city of Rome, and he sacks the city of Rome. When you sack a city, you very suddenly attack it, and nobody expected it. Nobody saw this coming. Surprise. He sacks the city for 3 days. He's like, destroy whatever you want. And then at those 3 days, they leave. And his people will eventually settle in Spain, the Visigoths, and start creating, not yet, but modern Spaniards eventually. Not yet, they're not modern yet. We're going to mix with the Muslims and all kinds of other groups of people, but eventually we're going to get to modern Spaniards, okay? Alaric goes just to show Rome that they can be attacked. Yes, it's revenge, and he dies not too long after, darn it, but not because of Rome. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think he got sick or something, or battle. I don't know. I don't remember, but he dies. After them, or after, what's his name? What happened? After Alaric, Rome rebuilds. That's what we do. We rebuild, okay? And that was in the early 400s. The mid 400s. It's 50 years later. The Huns have shown up. The leader of the Huns is this guy this warlord named Attila. The Huns have been moving, this direction the whole time, forcing all these people to move as well. So the Huns have been moving, right? And they're moving and roaming around, doing their thing. And eventually in the 450s, Attila the Hun comes to Rome and attacks the city of Rome. Attacks it so bad that it's not going to fully recover after this. I mean, they say they recovered, okay, but what's crazy is this: when they leave, when when the Huns leave, they just go back the same direction. And Attila dies, like, I don't remember, somewhere in here or something. All this drama, and they come this way and cause all this mess and then go right back. Like, seriously? That being said, Rome does not recover from this, but only part of Rome. Look at the Eastern Roman Empire. It's still intact. Look at that. It hasn't been overly invaded. And what's going to start happening is a lot of the Romans who live here, not Germans, Romans who live here, they're going to be like, and they're going to pick up all their stuff and move to this part of the Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire is going to continue. It's going to get a new name. It's going to be called the Byzantine Empire. But what happens is when all those Romans leave, they make way for the Germanic peoples to just move in and take over. And that's what happens. That's really the beginning of the medieval period. Okay, so look at all this mess, man. Whew. Rome's a mess. Right here. Yes. That's the beginning of the medieval period. Really, truly. When the Germanic peoples move in because the Romans moved out, Rome is dead. Now, again, technically, there are a couple Roman emperors later. Is it Odoacer? I can't remember his name now. I think it's Odoacer. There's a Roman emperor. No. I really think it's Odoacer. Odoacer. Let's see. Yeah, 493 is when he died. He's like the last Roman emperor, but guys, he's not Roman. He's a barbarian, but he claims to be like King of Italy, Roman emperor. But when you have a foreigner on your throne, is the empire dead? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and I thought it was Odoacer. That's how you say that. Odoacer. I just couldn't remember if it was him for sure. So, guys, Rome. Whoa. I'm going to hang out. See, look. Hold on. There we go. Rome. They're dead. Das ist alles. And the medieval period is next. Yippee! That's my favorite time period. Okay. Bye. Oh, I didn't hit the right button. There we go. Okay. Bye.